Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now, today I want to talk about how when you're creating software, there's always going to be a part that you don't like doing. Hey, good morning. It is another beautiful sunny summer morning here in England, and I thought I would put the tank top on and go out for a walk this morning. Try to get rid of that farmer's tan and all that kind of stuff. It's beautiful. I love this time of year. You get up at 4 o'clock or 4:30 in the morning and it's sunny outside. So today I want to talk a little bit about the obstacles in app development or in doing anything. I got an email, and it's not the first time I got an email like this or a comment like this, which is somebody saying like, should they go PWA? The same kind of questions. Should they go PWA because they don't want to deal with the App Store, the Apple App Store approval process, right? And my answer to that was, you could go PWA. Me, I like the App Store. App Store, people, that's when you tell somebody you have an app, that's where they know to go look for it. That seems to be where people know where to find it. The distribution model is a lot easier. The updating is a lot easier. There's a lot of things I just, you don't have to, you don't have to drive people to that application. They might just be able to find it, or they could search for it, all that kind of stuff. I like the App Store and I like the Play Store. But I have to tell you, I don't like submitting apps to the App Store, right? It's one of those processes, like the App Store and the Play Store, they're both getting equally difficult. It used to be that Play Store was so much easier, but now they're both just difficult, right? I hate resizing screenshots, like of all the different sizes for all the different devices. And I can never understand why Apple won't just resize them on the server for me. No, I got to make sure the pixels are exactly perfect. I got to make sure the description is right. Make sure, which categories you got to put it into. And a lot of times I've gotten rejected on all those things. I got rejected on the screenshots before, on the description, all that kind of stuff. And then you got to do all the content policies. You got to make sure your privacy policy is up to date, all that kind of stuff. And it's one of those processes where I don't think anybody really enjoys it because it's filling in forms. But it's one of those things you just have to do, right? Every time you try to do anything, there's always an obstacle in the way. Every client project I've ever taken on, there's been something that is just a sticking point. A lot of the times it's connectivity, or just, or we're dealing with a bit of code that's a bit difficult, or something where the clients, like we get stuff that's not very well defined, and it's that one hurdle that you get to it. It could either grind everything to a halt or really slow things down, but usually just something you have to get through, right? There's I think every single project I've had, there's been something to deal with, and deploying to the stores, that's just part of it. The thing is, if you want to do anything, I think if you want to do anything at all business-wise, there's going to be something that's going to be something you don't like doing, right? And you just have to grin and bear it. I mean, this person who sent me the email, they said they were just getting started in app development, and they were concerned about the review process and the approval process. And I was like, dude, you're about to run a marathon and you're concerned about mile 22, right? Learn the code, get stuff ready, start to build what you're doing. And then the approval process is usually not as bad. I mean, I complain about it all the time on this channel. A lot of people complain about it, but usually you just submit and then you resubmit and you resubmit. But you could get irrational and think, screw it, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to abstain from that whole process. This is something, one of the things one of the things about me is that when I moved to England, I had to get an English driver's license. I moved out here when I was 25, but I didn't get my English driver's license till I was nearly 30. And so I thought, I know how to drive. I'm not going to take any lessons. I'm just going to go take the test. So I took the test the first time and I nearly passed it. And I was a bit upset about that. I thought, okay, well, whatever. I'll read the book again, whatever. I'll, practice a little bit more. Took it the second time, the third time. I took the test 7 times over the course of a couple of years. I was so frustrated. At one point, I thought, screw it. I'm just not going to drive. I'm just going to I'm going to take public transport everywhere. And if they don't want me to drive, I'm not going to drive, and it was just it was irrational. It was irrational because, it was just one of those things, death and taxes kind of thing. Some things just suck. Sometimes you just have to go through those hurdles. And once I got through it, I was glad I did. Once you release your app to the app stores and once you submit all that kind of stuff, you're going to be glad you did it. But it does suck. So anyway, that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit this morning. I say this again and again because I'm a bit more concerned about it recently, is Is this looking too easy? Is this too easy? Am I making this look too easy? Do other people make this look too easy? Because coding can be difficult. Coding is hard, right? Especially when you get a bug or an obstacle, or you don't have the right device to test on, all that kind of stuff. But submitting can be difficult too. And that's just the way it is. There's always something difficult there. Anyway, let me know what kind of problems you guys have had. Like, what do you find your biggest hurdle with releasing that for those of the guys you had? Because I know it's a lot of people just getting started that might want to know that. And that is it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you again next time.